What are you the living example for? Bonjour, Practical Dreamers. It's Claire from IntegrallyLife.com with practical body, mind, wisdom, and tools for balancing life with relaxed energy, effortless action, and meaningful connection. When I was a teenage, I had a dream, a very precise and persistent dream, and it was going and live on a sailing boat and travel on it. And I did it. As soon as I could, I did it. It took years to get there, of course, but I did it. And I started a blog, which at the time wasn't called even a blog. It was a long time ago. But I studied something online, like a personal website, to keep my family and my friends updated. But it ended up with strangers reading it. And I got some very touching emails of total strangers coming for thank me to show it was possible. They had kind of the same dream and they were like, I don't know if I can even do it. Isn't it crazy? And seeing my website gave them the permission to dream and the permission to think, I'm not so crazy after all. She's doing it. I can. And to do it. For lots of years, and 2 years ago, 3 years ago, some years ago, I was contacted to write a chapter in a book called Conscious Leaders. And at first I was like, leaders? Not really. But then I accepted and I began to write this chapter, and it began to be clearer and clearer to me that leader was, yes, I was in some way a leader. I was and I am showing the way in a certain way for things, but the real core of it was when I took this dream as a teenage and I didn't discard it. I took it and I said, I'm going to do this. And I decided to be self-leader. And that was the beginning for everything else. I saw it. It was so interesting to write this chapter because as I was reading it, I was going back farther and further in my story and realizing this was the starting point for so many things that seem unrelated today. But if I look back, they are in a kind of domino effect, you know, one led to the other. And why am I telling you all that? Because you might not realize it. I don't know what you're doing in your life. I don't know what dream you have, but I really want you to realize something that I only realized when I got these emails from strangers, when I began to have conversations with strangers that were telling me, wow, this is great, what you're doing. I want to do the same. And I thought it was impossible. I began to realize that whenever we do something bold, whenever we do something that is dear to our heart, often we don't realize that I wasn't at the time, but it gives permission to others to do the same. It gives permission to them at least to dream about it and to keep this dream and try to do it, at least, even if they won't in the end, even though they can't change their mind, but at least we give permission to dream and to say, yeah, this is possible. And we can be the voice of the supporting friends they might not have. Because if you are up to something bold, there will be people around you lovingly projecting their fears onto you. And at the time when I was dreaming of my sailing boat, there were people, and the majority of people were projecting their fears, some lovingly, some more confrontationally, some more just, yeah, she's nice, in a kind of, you're young, you will forget about it in 1 year. But I didn't. It was something very strong for me. But you know, one day I read so many books. Again, it was a long time ago. Internet wasn't the thing it is right now. So I didn't have a lot of examples around me. And I read lots of books. Lots of people went sailing in different situations. You know. And then years after, I can't tell you the emotion when I got contacted and I realized I was the person in the book. I was writing the book and I was helping someone, you know, the full circle. I had gone from, I hope I'm, in case you're wondering why I'm moving, I need to plug my computer, bad timing. But yeah, I had gone from, I need some inspiration, someone to tell me, yeah, that's possible, to, yeah, of course that's possible. And this is 10 ways you can do it. So this is my story. But I'm sure you have one. You know, back then and to this day, actually, people, but now I'm used to it. But the one thing I heard more and more and a lot was, wow, you're so courageous. And I didn't feel courageous. It was, I mean, courage was one thing, but what I was doing didn't feel to me as courageous, but lots of people seemed to see it as courageous. And for them, I was an example of being courageous and an inspiration for being courageous. So if you look at your life, what are you seen as or for that is so natural for you that you don't even realize, or they might envy this? Or might think, oh, if only I was courageous as Claire, if only I was like you. What are you the living example of? In what way are you already a leader? Because you are. And that's my weekly dose of fierce love for you this week. Boom, your life just got easier. Thank you for being here. Drop your comments. Tell me, what way are you already a leader? Tell the world. You know, on Facebook and Instagram, on wherever you want to comment. I love these conversations. I always reply. And subscribe to get more. Spread the fierce love. Share to anyone who needs to hear that. And see you next week. Until then, embody 100% you. Bye. Au revoir.